Ladies and gentlemen, this week we have a special guest. He's the host of the Improvised Intelligence podcast here at ABQ. He's been grinding as a comedian also here in Albuquerque, doing spots all over town as well as outside of town. And he's had me on his show a couple times, so let's all please welcome my friend Noah Vargas.
Hello. Thank you for having me. It's so weird doing a podcast with no headphones.
Oh, I know. We probably could.
The monitoring. No, it's fine. It's just interesting. It's like I'm used to hearing myself reverb back into my own brain.
Yeah.
What's up, dude?
It throws me
Good
off
to be here.
when I do yours too, but I like it. It's more. Headphone land is a different land. Dude.
Bro, dude, fucking, you're a homie. Like you, so because we did that last podcast, and I only had like, I maybe thought we were gonna go for an hour and a half or 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
And by the time we were done, it was like 4:15.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy
nice.
fuck, 4 hours
That
of
was cool.
talking. Yeah, it was just fun.
It made me realize that because I was like switching the camera angles. I was like, damn, we're kind of like we're spoiled here at Studio 509 because they do all that back there when we switch over. But
Hi, producing team.
shout out the boys in the back.
What up? What up?
They have the God voice. That's
The
funny.
voice of God.
That's funny. How you been, man? It's good to see you.
Been doing good, dude. I'd say it's been busy, but I've kind of been just laying low lately.
Yeah.
It's been kind of cool. Been off the socials. I don't really know what's going on in the world.
He's saying that as he has Instagram on his laptop, by the way.
Got to have like some stories real quick. And now I hate Instagram because it's just all memes. It's not even any like
That's funny.
chicks or any any cool shit.
Oh, dude, my For You page is just like Gaza footage and whores. It's insane.
Dude, I was gonna introduce you. I should have done it. I was gonna introduce you. I was like, and he's recently just got back from a tour in Gaza. I was gonna say something about.
I've been playing a lot of Battlefield 6. Does that count?
Is that? Do they have the?
Does that count?
do
No,
they
I'm
have the
sure.
Gaza Strip on there
I'm sure it'll be DLC.
as a map?
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a custom map that you can. God, see how long this YouTube video or this video lasts on your YouTube page.
Oh right.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
But-
5 minutes in, we're already ripping.
Right. Yeah. I've been good too, man.
Yeah.
I got a new job. I've been working from home, so that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's the best.
I used to. I mean, look, I used to shit on people a little bit that live from home, or work from home rather.
It's called jealousy.
And it was jealousy because now I do it, and I'm like, all my assumptions were 110% correct. You people are lazy as shit, but it's. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, if you have a job that you can get done in your boxers, I should question the validity of that job, as I do every day now. I love my job, by the way. If my employer sees this, don't fire me. It's a very legitimate job. I do a lot. 'Cause
We'll bleep it out.
I do a lot, but it's like I get done my own timetable, which is nice, you know? And my boss is super chill with like, he's one of those dudes that's like he doesn't care when I do my job. He's just like, get it done by the time it needs to get done.
I think that's how it should be.
Yeah, so it's real nice. And now it gives me time to like work on the podcast a bunch and work on stand-up, and I get to write a lot more and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, sure, I fuck off a little bit, but it's a lot of fun. And then I get to drive a lot for my job too.
Really?
Which is cool. Yeah.
Is
It's a lot
it?
of fun.
Do you have to like clock in, or do you have like tasks that just need to be accomplished? throughout the
Fuck
week?
no, just stuff I need to get done, and then like I have like meetings and shit.
Zoom
and,
calls?
yeah.
No camera?
No camera.
No camera. That's nice.
No camera, son. It's fucking great. Yeah, life's been good. Just got done interviewing one of the candidates for mayor. That was interesting.
What's his name?
Alex Ubaez. Very nice gentleman. Very nice guy.
That episode's out now, so go watch it.
Yeah, it's out now. It was a lot of fun. I say this with like most conversations that I have on the podcast that last only like an hour and some change. Most of the time anyway. I wish I would have had more time with him.
Yeah.
Because like I got some shit for, I mean, I get shit all the time, but like I'll get some shit for episodes that run a little short, and they'll be like, well, why didn't you like dig in to points, or even like on the long ones, I'll get that where it's like, why don't you dig into these answers or these that they give you or whatever. And especially with one like that's constrained to an hour, I think about it and I'm like, okay, like for instance, me and him degree pretty drastically on immigration.
You agree?
We disagree.
Disagree, okay.
Yeah, we disagree pretty drastically on immigration. And as I'm asking these questions to him, I wouldn't say he was dodging, but it was clear that he didn't want to focus on that too much.
He was being a politician.
Yeah, and I wish I would have had a little more time to have that debate with him about things. But then on the other hand, I'm like, okay, we're only 20 minutes into this conversation. Even if he wants to get into it, I don't want to spend half an hour on one subject.
Yeah.
And also, if I hammer too hard too early, what am I sacrificing on the back end of the conversation that I might not get?
Yes.
You know what I mean? 'Cause I'm not here to do like a gotcha.
Yeah.
Or to like make anyone out to be an asshole or anything. Even if Mayor Keller did return my phone calls, my emails, my whatever, Darren White too, by the way. I have your cell phone number.
We will not have Mayor Keller on this podcast.
Yeah, I think you should, man. No, I think you should. Like,
I'm not that well versed in what's going on. I don't know. I just know what I disagree with him on. But
I'm sure you have questions, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think here's what it boils down to. If people, I was having this conversation with a buddy of mine about who you should have on your podcast and why. You should only have people on your show if you're interested in them.
yes.
You know what I mean? Like, and I understand wholeheartedly. I understand the incentive to have people on that have a lot of followers, that have a lot of like
Engagement.
like clout or whatever you want to call it. I understand that inherently, right? Because you want to cross-pollinate, you want to get bigger audiences, like your brand and your product and whatever. I totally get that.
Yep.
But also, not going to say names, but I tried that a couple of times. And I was bored out of my mind. And I think people saw that.
The conversation suffers.
And it's not authentic. I've done that a couple of times, and where I was like, okay, I am kind of interested in what they do, and it's very nice that they have a big following. Let's see what happens. Yeah. And they're nice people, the people that I had on. They're very nice, but I was just bored out of my fucking mind. They clearly didn't know how to be on a podcast. And I was like, all right, well, this is why this episode's only an hour long. Mm-hmm. And I'm thankful for it, but it's like, yeah. Anyway,
it's point like Rogan, dude. You're like, if it's an hour and a half, then he's like, all right, let's wrap this up.
Right, yeah. And because authenticity is the big thing, and you know that better than anybody else. But you should only have somebody on if you like them. But I think, especially today, I think most politicians should be forced to do long-form conversations.
100%. Especially with a host or an interviewer that maybe not gotcha, but that can disagree with them and give them like opposing points.
Well, you don't want to see a politician because 90% of the time you only see a politician where they're comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're never trained. Like Obama did it a little bit, but you're never going to see the president walk into the White House press room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're never going to see that. And there's like the correspondence dinner where they get roasted, but like, who gives a fuck? You're never going to have the president really get torched or a politician really get torched. And I am seeing like, and I think Alex is kind of leading this. Alex Ubaez, I think he's leading this. I've seen a lot of younger people interested in the mayoral election this go around, which is nice. I attribute a lot of that to COVID. Because I think a lot of people before COVID and I was in that group where I was like, I don't give a fuck who the mayor is. I might care who the governor is, but like, who gives a fuck about mayor or city council or whatever? Yeah. And then when these people were deciding whether or not you got to go to work or whether or not you got to go to school or go to the funeral or go to a wedding, you're like, oh shit, maybe the people I vote for actually kind of matter.
Now it's hitting home. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, it's just interesting to kind of pick these people's brains a little bit.
Did he, So when is this election?
So the election is on November 4th.
And then
let me see, November 4th, November 7th.
Do we vote that day and he gets chosen that day?
So you can vote right.
I don't know shit about this.
You can vote right now. Oh, early voting. So it's November 4th. Open voting is right now, and I'm not going to publicly endorse anybody.
I was just going to say.
Well, because like. There are people that I like more than others. Like, well, I can definitely say that Keller needs to get the fuck out of the job. He's ruined this city. He's done horrible things, and the campaign he's running right now is based off name recognition alone. That's all he has going for him.
He's a liar, too.
Yeah,
dude! Blatantly lied. I watched that video. I was dying.
Yeah, so the night of the debate, and I said this in the beginning of the podcast, but I should say it again. So I had this candidate on, very nice lady, and I really would not mind her as the mayor. I don't think she's going to win for a few different reasons, none of which are really bad things on her. I just think she's going to win. Her name is Mayling Armijo. I like her a lot. So she and this other guy who's pretty interesting, he's not going to win either. His name is Eddie Varela. So they got kicked off the debate that happened last week. They boiled it down to 4 people, and 4 out of the 6, and they weren't chosen.
Chosen to debate?
To debate, yeah. Okay. And that debate was a fucking catastrophe, but it was horrible. Most debates are, but that one was just especially bad. Anyway, so I had hit her up about it, and I was like, hey, like, what happened? And she sent me the email that she got from KOAT. It was a load of shit. It really was. And like she sent me the whole thread, and I was like reading through it. Like, oh, this is bullshit. Anyway, so so she goes, how would you feel about doing a live podcast? And I was like, yeah, I'll think about it. I don't know. And I was like, I'd rather go to an open mic, I think. I'll watch the debate later or whatever.
Yeah.
So I told her no. Her and Eddie end up doing a live stream on their own, and I find out like 3 hours before the debate happens that the open mic gets canceled. I'm like, all right, well, I can't do stand up tonight. I'm just gonna stay in. I'll watch the debate on my own, eat some dinner, whatever. Mm-hmm. I get like 10 minutes into it, and I'm like, this is the biggest pile of shit I've ever seen. Like these people, not only are they lying, like this is just. These questions are getting like there's a question about
like it's all planned questions.
Well, the planned questions are fine, yeah, but like the questions that the panel were asking the group of candidates, like they asked them a question about the National Guard being activated in New Mexico, and they asked it in such a dishonest way, and I was like, wow. And then I watched the answers, and Keller smoked all of them. I was like, wow, okay, so the three candidates are uninformed or just diabolical. And then Keller, obviously he's the guy in charge right now, so he didn't deploy the National Guard, but he's in charge of the city, and so obviously he had the best answer because he knows what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
He was surprisingly honest about it. So I was like, okay, I'm getting on a live stream. This is insane. And so so what you brought up, they bring up a question. So everyone in Albuquerque knows that if you drive around, you'll see these there are these machines that they look like a solar panel, but what they are, I'm sure they have a solar panel on them, but it's a shot spotter, which basically it's for APD, Albuquerque Police Department, where if a gunshot goes off, it's supposed to alert APD and they show up, investigate the crime, arrest the person. Right. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you'll see them a lot in like Walmart parking lots and like Target parking lots. Yeah. So that's what those are, right? So Keller, our mayor, he decides that he is going to say on the debate that they arrest 99% of the people that they catch through the shot spotters. And so I watched that, and I'm like, okay. And this is after the first 10 minutes I had seen. So after the first 10 minutes, I had no idea what they were going to say, what they're going to get asked, whatever. So I was like, okay, I don't have time to fact check because I did a 2-hour episode on that debate reacting to it. And I knew that if I was going to fact check everything that I thought was wrong, I'd be there for like 4 hours, 5 hours. You know, I'm not trying to do that at fucking 8 o'clock at night. Like, I just don't have the want to do that. But I'm like, okay, I know that there is absolutely nothing in government, and there's nothing that government can implement that works 99% of the time.
Yeah, that's a stupid percentage to say.
Yeah, there's no way that happens. Crazy. And people can kind of not whitewash, but they can wash that away and say, well, he's being hyperbolic or he's being little fast and loose with it, but you can't be fast and loose during a debate. That's the whole point.
Trying to justify it.
So a buddy of mine is watching the podcast, and he decides to fact check it on his own, and he screenshots, sends it to me. And so again, he said that 99% of the people that are caught get arrested. Okay. And on its face, I knew that was wrong because it's like, even if they do get jailed, our ROR, the release on reconnaissance system, they get released anyways. Who cares? My buddy sends me this stat, and it's as of like 2022 or 2023, 75% of the time that APD responded to the shot caller system, they found no evidence of a shooting. So they didn't even find bullet casings.
So how are they arresting people?
They weren't. So, it was a lie.
Geez.
And then there's like another thing that I got a lot of shit for because I posted a reel about it. Keller said that the revitalization of the war zone is attracting more families to go and like spend time at the parks and like basically be outdoors on the weekends. And I'm like, okay, the fact that everybody, not the majority, everyone in Albuquerque still calls it the war zone. Exactly. Tells you. Like, because I had some comments and I had some people DM me like, there are families that live down there. They spend time there. I'm like, yeah, because, I'm not saying people don't live down there. Yeah. But I'm also not going to say that families from Tanawan, which is a gated community, are going to go spend their leisure time in the fucking war zone. Why are we making these claims? Yeah. Like, why are we making these claims? And then you have fucking Darren White up there saying how like the National Guard, he doesn't like how they're getting used, and he's flat out said that he wants them rolling around in like Humvees and shit on the streets of Albuquerque. doing patrols for the APD, and I'm like, okay, can't have that either,
Yeah,
bud.
we can't.
We can't. We can't.
We've got to think about these ideas, dude, because those are both insane. I work with homeless families, dude, at my job, and dude, the homeless people that don't even have houses don't want to go and live in the war zone.
Wow. Okay.
They're like picky about even going there. So
You have to
he's
say-
full of shit.
You have to say where you work, but like, what kind of facility do you work in? I didn't know you work with fucking homeless people.
I've actually never said it on here. I work at a shelter. Yeah, I used to be in a behavioral health field. So I work in I used to work in the South Valley. That's where our office was. But then we got moved to a family shelter. So I have like 15 homeless families that I help find resources and get housed and
No
get jobs and
shit.
stuff. Yeah, I've been doing it for like 6 months.
Okay.
Or since January, but at this shelter just opened up in June.
No shit. Okay, so how efficient do you think that is? It like a
It's pretty efficient. We have some successes, but it just comes down to sometimes like
is it city sponsored? Is it private?
this one's city, yeah.
It is. Okay.
Before
so
it was the county, but this one's by the city. So they got a big grant. Damn, I hope I can talk about this.
we just don't say the name. Yeah.
But
And all of it's public record anyway.
yeah, that's true. If any of my friends would ask me how I'm doing once in a while, they could find that out. But dude, Benito, the last episode, like a couple weeks ago, he was like, "All right, dude, $1 million. Call one. Who's the one friend you could call in your phone and ask them to go get a beer with you right now, and they'll say yes and go get a beer, and then you can tell them that you're on a podcast." I called like 4 people, none of them answered. Like 6 people. And then my roommate answered, but he was at work. But I was like, Benito's like, "This is kind of depressing right now." And I was like, "No, it's fine, dude. People are busy. It's fine. I'm not sad."
No, but
But-
you gotta have like one homie though.
Yeah, I'll call you next time.
Yeah. I mean, my shit's on D&D most of the time, so just text me. But yeah,
If you go straight to voicemail, I'll call again.
why is male loneliness an epidemic, man? I don't know.
Yes.
Because podcasters are sad.
Yes.
We all have a podcast these days.
Dude. Women go to therapy. Men start podcasts, bro.
Nah, women don't even go to therapy anyway. These bitches, they're dumb friends.
Or they just lie to their therapist, dude. Dude, therapy, I agree it works for people. I'm sure it could be useful, but like they only know as much as you tell them, and I would
Yeah.
probably lie to my therapist,
Yeah. Well, you can't do that. That's not good.
but they wouldn't even know. Like they only know if you're willing to like
Well, yeah, 'cause
tell
they're
them
a-
the truth.
Yeah, because they're a doctor, you idiot.
And they're
like,
getting
that's
paid.
the whole point.
I know. But then if they fix you, then they don't get paid anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And like, so, because I've been in and out of therapy. I haven't been in
It's
a
a pretty
few
cynical
years.
view, but I'm
No. But that's a matter of fact though. Like we know that now with, again, because I think COVID really blew the doors open for a lot of people. And I mean, when you lock a free society in their homes for let's just do a conservative number and say 6 months.
Yeah.
When you lock a free society in their homes for 6 months, and they only have time on their hands, and you've just told them they're non-essential, they're going to start looking into your shit.
Yeah.
They're going to say, wait, who are you to tell me, okay? Then you're going to start pushing a certain medicine. Just put it that way. I really don't want this to get flagged.
No, let's flag it, dude.
You're going to start pushing a certain medicine, and you say, okay, well, let's see how they make these medicines. And then people just kind of fall down rabbit holes, and they get good and bad information. That's also true. I should say that. But we know that now, that a lot of doctors are salesmen, and they get money on the back end for a lot of the medicine they subscribe and so on and so forth. Anyway, so the therapy thing, I haven't been to therapy in a few years because I think for some people, like I have people close to me that will go to therapy on a regular basis because their theory is that A, it works for them, and B, they're seeing the same person, or at least they're in the practice of doing this thing, so that when a major life event happens, they are already like in the motion in the process of doing it.
They have like a rapport and routine.
Yeah, and so they have it's provided they're seeing the same person. They have context for when life was good. They now know what's going on when life is bad, so
Got it.
whatever. And I think for other people, it's a as needed basis. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And that's how it is for me. But the last time I went to therapy, after about 4 or 5 months or so, give or take, I was like, okay, well, I just feel like I'm complaining. You know what I
Yes.
mean? I feel like I'm complaining. I feel like this just become a subscription service. I'm not loving this too much.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this. So I bring that up to the shrink, right? And I'm like, hey, man, so I don't
complain a lot?
I don't feel, yeah, I don't feel like I need to be doing this anymore. I just feel like I'm coming in here and I'm finding reasons to complain
Yeah.
and I'm finding bad things to talk
To
about.
dwell on over and over
And
again.
I just feel like this is not conducive to sustaining a healthy lifestyle.
Gotcha.
And then his answer was, well, how do you feel about complaining? And I was like, all right, whatever, man. So so I thought to myself, because I was going like I think every 2 weeks or every week. Yeah, I was going every week. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait until next week. We are gonna do this one more time, see how it goes, and we'll just go from there. Well, I walk in there, and about 25-ish minutes into the session, and this guy's like in his mid-60s or so. We meet it late in the afternoon. Office is always warm. And so he's sitting there, and he starts doing this. He's like,
He's not even engaged.
they're doing that number. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm still talking, and I'm watching him do it, and he catches himself. And he catches himself, and he like sits up, gets his bottle of water, drinks. He's all red in the face. I'm not acknowledging it. I'm not trying to be an asshole.
Don't call it out.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be a dick. You know, there's no reason for that. I'm not that guy. I'm mostly non-confrontational.
But I caught it, sir.
Right. Well, maybe 6 minutes goes by, and he just straight up just goes, out, dude.
Your complaining isn't even interesting,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, exactly, right? So he is out, and I'm sitting there. I stop talking, and I'm watching him, and I get my phone, and I'm like, okay, minute,
You go live?
minute and a half, and I'm like, no shit, he's asleep for like 3 minutes, dog.
Oh my god.
And I'm sitting there, and I go, long night, huh? Doesn't fucking
respond.
move. Doesn't
Oh my
move.
gosh.
So then I'm like, long night, huh? And he like jolts awake. Like, I'm so sorry. Blah, blah, blah. And we're maybe like 35 minutes into the session, give or take, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey man, look, no, don't worry about it. Like it's fine. Like I said last time, I was kind of already thinking this wasn't for me anymore.
No, it's definitely not.
And I know that this is kind of a sign from God, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna split. This is building my insurance anyway. Be able for the whole hour. I don't give a shit. And I leave. I walk past the front desk and I go to like tell them I'm gonna stop. And the lady's super nice, like young, like mid-20-year-old, whatever. And she goes, "Oh, it's a little early. Would you like to schedule for the next blah?" I'm like, you know what? I think I'm actually gonna call it right here. You guys have been great. You've been very helpful. He was fine. Have a great rest of your afternoon. She goes, oh, okay, you too. And I just fuck off. So yeah, now I'm like, all right, well, that's a clear sign from God that
sure.
I just this part of my life is no longer needed.
Yes.
No.
I think one of the I work with a therapist. That's insane. Unbelievable, honestly. I mean,
Well, and then also, I'm sorry to cut you off.
no,
like,
dude,
I'm
not
also,
at all.
But then I'm also thinking like, fuck, am I that boring? No wonder my podcast isn't big. Jesus Christ. Fuck, man.
I can't even complain, dude, without my
Yeah.
therapist falling asleep. That is insane, bro. I can't believe that. Poor guy, poor you. But
Nah, who gives
I think
a
you're
shit?
doing well.
Nah, I'm all right.
I think, yeah, I'm all right. I work with a therapist, and she said that some people are like therapy people, and other people are like more religious, like God's their therapist, kind of like this kind of different types of people. Like if you can like pray every day or like talk to God, like even complain to God or be grateful to God every day or go to confession and hold yourself accountable that way, then like those people don't really need therapy.
I wouldn't say that. I just want to start from a basis. Like, I don't think everyone needs therapy. I think
Yeah,
that's.
I agree.
I think that's in the same way that everyone needs allergy medicine. No, you kind of just pick up your issues and get through them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But other people, and I mean, there's a million different ways that you can assume why this is a thing. Whether it's because of how they were raised, or a major traumatic life event, or whatever, something in their past has like stunted them or I'm not saying everybody goes to therapy has fucking stunted, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
We're not bashing on it.
Yeah. But at the same time, because like, yeah, I get the logic of that maybe, and this is coming from someone who is religious. God can solve all your problems, sure, but God also solves your problems by providing resources in your life to solve your
For
problems.
you to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's an actual Bible verse that backs us. I think it's like in John or something where it talks about prayer without action is
obsolete.
It's not. It's just it's half the equation, right?
Yeah.
It's half the alchemy that makes the result of prayer.
Agreed.
Yeah, and so because like I don't think you can pray away mental illness.
It's true.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure it'll give you comfort, and I know there are actions that can come from it. But like, again, I think a lot of the way that God answers, I think God answers prayer by putting you through tribulation.
Yeah.
You look at every major Bible story in the Bible, it's individuals that have gone through horrible things of various degrees, and because they remain faithful and because they remain walking the path as well as they can, they get out of it in one way or another.
Yeah. The
But
way out is through.
But you know, I think God provides you resources to get through the things in your life. But then also at the same time, I mean, the 12 most devout followers of God of Jesus were martyred for their beliefs. So the path of a path of a Christian person is a path of tribulation, of hardship, persecution.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like in the wake of like a guy who had a really, and I was kind of surprised, like mainly because I didn't know a whole lot about him at the time. I knew about this person like peripherally, but not very like hands-on. Nick Fuentes.
Oh, yeah.
You know who that is? He had
You introduced on the Charlie Kirk podcast. You said the word groypers, and I've never heard of that. And I looked into the guy too. I watch a bunch of his stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, interesting guy.
He's a very interesting guy.
Very interesting guy. And he's a
smart dude.
He put it in a pretty good way because he did an episode about Charlie Kirk after he had gotten assassinated, and I don't know how religious he was, and he was like, yeah, like I'm gonna butcher it, but he basically said that like people. This is why I don't like megachurches very much, because people will like talk a lot about the positive side of Christianity and the positive side of following God and blah blah blah, but nobody ever talks about the hardship side of it. I wouldn't even say the negative, but just the hardship side of it, the other side of that coin,
like the sacrifice.
Right? Yeah, and it's like the 12 most devout people that follow Jesus were all killed. Most of them crucified. One of them crucified upside down by his own volition. So, you know, but back to your point about what you're bringing up, some people need therapy, some people need God, sure, but I think God provides resources for you to fix yourself.
I 100% agree. I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah. Nick Fuentes, that dude. Well, so is he a Nazi, or does he just say it? Does he just say it to get?
No, he's actually now that he's gotten bigger, he's come out and
he's
said,
toned down a little bit.
Well, I wouldn't say he's toned down. He's just been more precise about his.
He toned the N-words down.
Yeah.
He stopped ripping the N.
Yeah, well, because I think
he's a great speaker. He's
he's very well articulated,
smart dude.
Great vernacular. But I think now that he's become a lot more prominent in the political conversation, he's been more refined about his verbiage, and he's flat out denounced actual racism, and now he has racist views for sure, and he acknowledges that, and he tries to dance his way out of it. So he does have racist views, but is he a racist? I'm not. I'm not too positive about that. But
he said he was like, well, he's like, am I racist? He's like, well, we're all a little bit racist and have prejudice, and like we lean into stereotypes, especially for comedy. But he's like, but I'm not. He's like, but I'm not like a hateful person or hate anybody, or like I'm not a violent person, like I don't wish violence or harm on anybody. He's like, so if being racist is like the worst thing these days right now, right? Like that's like just the buzzword, and that is like the worst thing. But he's like, but isn't like genocide worse than that?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Isn't like shooting people in the neck worse than that?
Right.
Like there's worse things than
well, because
so people like fried chicken and fucking ramen noodles and shit.
Well, it's like comedy is one thing.
That's true.
Like I think the idea that you can, and I've always been, because I'm a free speech absolutist, truly, and I think that for most people. Of course, he's giving us the light now, huh? Once it starts getting spicy, huh, producer? And now he's just doing his job.
They're like 5 more minutes.
He's just doing his job.
We gotta wrap this up.
But Just talking about comedy itself, and obviously I'm very biased as a comedian, but okay, again, free speech is absolutist, and I think the consequences of your free speech should be taken care of in the free market. And what do I mean by that? So,
explain it.
Yeah, the way I see that is like, so if you're a comedian and you're saying some wild shit, like on your Twitter or your Instagram, whether you actually mean it or you're just posting wild shit as a joke or whatever, you know, you should be allowed to do that. However, if people stop coming to your shows, if people stop listening to your podcast or whatever, or if people just start calling you a racist for what you're saying, you know, that's kind of on, I mean, that is on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that is on you. But your revenue is going to go down because of it. And now people could make these fucking brain dead arguments that are like, oh, it's only bots that are arguing with these people, or it's only bots that are giving criticisms. Like, no, not all of it. Like, bots exist and bot farms exist, sure, but no, maybe this person was just saying wild shit or saying things that are just categorically untrue or whatever. And regardless of why they were doing it, these are now the consequences of their actions, and I think you should live with that, right?
Like consequences of like free market consequences of like your audience going down, your revenue going down, not like YouTube removing your channel.
Right. Well, that's another thing, right?
That's the other side of that.
Right. So then, like it should be that. Now, when it's actual social media platforms, well, that's an interesting angle for the up down. That's interesting.
That's what the Lord sees, dude.
Yeah, right. That's God looking at us. But, you know, when it gets to social media platforms, like it happened a lot during the pandemic. Like I got a couple of strikes on my page just for talking about scientists that were going against the narrative, which were proven to be correct, by the way. But anyway, I think I still have those strikes on my page.
What you
COVID misinformation.
If you get another one, then it's done.
If I get two more, yeah.
Wow.
So strike. I should be precise. Jeez. Strike. Yeah. So, you know, like that's a different thing. Like the censorship by big platforms is not good. Like categorically, again, I think it should be taken care of by the free market.
Agreed.
But you know, if you go to a comedy club and you get offended by what a comedian is saying on stage, well, that's your fault. Like you should go into a comedy club understanding that 99.9% of the time, the person is up there trying to make you laugh.
Yes.
Now, there are comedians on the right and the left, or on the left and the right, that go up there and virtue signal or get preachy. And that happens. And if whatever, you know, that's their own prerogative. But we already have the example of somebody who went up there and let, whether it's actual hate or they just got wrapped up and let some racist shit out. The Michael Richards thing, Kramer from Seinfeld. Do you know about that?
I don't. Tell me.
So this was back in 2008. Pull up the clip. This will be great for YouTube. I'm just kidding. Don't pull that up. So Michael Richards back in like 2000 maybe even earlier in 2008. He's the guy that played Kramer on Seinfeld. Okay. So he goes up there. He's at the Laugh Factory in LA, and he's doing his set, and he starts getting heckled from like the back of the room or whatever, or the top of the room, whatever, by a couple of black guys, and he just starts slinging hard R's.
Oh my god!
But he clearly is having like a meltdown on stage.
He's having a
this is no longer comedy. Like this is him actually just calling these guys the N-word. And he got blacklisted from Hollywood because of that. And he got taken away from his management team and his blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, that's understandable.
Yes,
because you stopped doing your job.
Yeah.
You stopped being a comedian. Like comedians, their job, in my opinion, first and foremost, is to make people laugh.
Yeah.
But a secondary effect of that is to push the envelope.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people got up in arms about people celebrating Charlie Kirk's death on social media. I totally get that. Because again, I think we all as humans have an internal like filter or detection system where you can tell a moral compass where you can tell somebody, okay, they're not making a joke about it, they're being truthful. Like, oh, these people are actually happy that this guy got killed. And so if a Second, if tertiary effects of that are you getting fired from your job because you also on that same social media page, you have your job on there or you have your whatever, people are complaining, starting to whatever, because the free market is taking care of that. It wasn't the government, it was people reporting them, and the job decides to fire you, they can do whatever they want.
I don't want to be associated with you, or you don't want to be.
Exactly, right? So
have you working for us.
So that's like one thing. But then on the other hand, you had other comedians that were making jokes about it off the rip, which is fine.
Yeah.
Now, like, because I'm never going to say that somebody shouldn't be making a joke in poor taste, because that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Like, you should, like,
to get close to that line.
Yeah, if you can make a joke in poor taste and it's fucking hilarious, well, you've done your job as a comedian. Sure. Good job. Like Sam Morril,
beautiful.
Like maybe 5 days after it happened, he had a joke that he posted where he was like, he didn't make fun of Charlie dying, but he was like, the assassin had bullets that had stuff engraved on them. Now, if you're a bullet engraving company, when do you start asking questions? And he has like a bit about that. It's like, okay, that's fucking hilarious. Exactly. Okay. And then like Mark Norman, he was like, man, literally the day after he died, he was like, man, yesterday was crazy. At least we can enjoy 9/11. Like, that's hilarious. Like, that's great. You know, and there were some local comedians too that were posting jokes about it. And you can debate whether I was in poor taste or too soon or whatever, but they're trying to be funny.
Yeah.
They're trying to make light of a situation and whatever. We're talking about censorship.
Yeah.
But the idea that you can cancel people for their ideas, that's never going to be the answer, because we've seen that people that get canceled only, maybe it's immediate, maybe it's right after, or it's a couple of months or years down the line. They're always bigger after
they always
canceling.
get bigger.
They're always bigger. Mm-hmm. The answer to bad speech is better speech.
Agreed.
That is the answer, because sure, you can try to cancel somebody and whatever, you're only getting their name out more, so it's kind of in a poor effect, but if somebody is saying something silly and then a smarter person or someone who is more well-versed or more well-educated in that area that they're talking about comes out, responds to it, and shows them where they're wrong, well, then now that person gets the chance to elevate themselves above that other person and so on and so forth. Like, better speech will always trump bad speech.
100%.
Always. And yeah, like you're saying earlier, the idea that even if someone is racist, I don't agree with it. I think hating someone for the color of their skin or their religious background or where they come from is stupid. It's fucking dumb. It's very...
Theo Von said it. He's like, I don't think you could be actually racist and be funny. Like, I mean,
yes.
like something that you say can't be racist and funny, because real racism isn't funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if it's funny, it's a joke. Like,
right.
I'm not a comedian, but like, I'll do like a dicey joke. Like, I'll say like a racially
insensitive.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Or whatever.
But if it's funny, it's funny.
Then like the fat lesbian liberal white chick is the one that's mad.
Yeah,
but the black people laughed. Like,
right, yeah,
that's racist. I'm
like, I haven't done it in a while, but I used to have a joke in my act about Rosa Parks and George Floyd, and I remember I told that joke. I told that joke at a show one night, and there was a table next to me. It was 2 black guys and their girlfriends, and I tell that joke. About half the room, it takes them a while to really laugh at it because they're like,
yeah,
and then they start laughing. So half the room likes it, half the room's pretty not okay with it. And then I look to my right because they're like about as close to me as you are.
Yeah.
It's a very
right there.
packed in room. And so I look at this table. The girlfriends are not happy.
Oh.
They're mad about it. One of the black guys is sitting there just like that, kind of like sniggering to himself. And the other guy, he starts laughing so hard that he grabs his shirt and pulls it over his face, but you can hear him laughing.
Yes.
I'm like, all right. And I literally said, I'm like, all right, they're laughing at it.
Yes.
Okay, we're good.
We're good.
You guys, the rest of you guys can laugh at it. So it's like there is a bit of that social recognition too that is real, especially in a comedy show. Mm-hmm. But you're completely right. Real racism is not funny. Yeah. I think 99% of people know that. But even if somebody is racist, the idea that that's worse than bodily harm of any degree against another human being is fucking absurd.
It's crazy.
And then you see that in so I just started reading. I just started reading this book. It's by John Mearsheimer. It's very good. It's called The Israel Lobby, and this was written back in 2000. I don't want to get this wrong. Look this up. Look up The Israel Lobby book by John Mearsheimer. So it was written. It was written when?
It was
Like
written
2003,
in
2004,
2007.
2007. Okay, so almost 20 years ago. And even in the beginning of the book, they're talking about how the reason like the book got published is because way before that, not way before, a few years before that, they wrote, him and a couple of his colleagues, they wrote an article about their concerns of the Israel lobby and Israel's influence on the United States government and all that kind of stuff, and basically how lopsided that relationship is. And when they were shopping their article around trying to get it published, a lot of the reasons, or the reason a lot of the publishers, whether they were magazines or newspapers, mass publicized newspapers, wouldn't publish the article is because they were like, we don't want to be associated with this because you're going to get called anti-Semitic, and then we're going to get called anti-Semitic. Damn. And it's like the idea, and we're seeing that now more than ever, right? So more than 20 years ago. So yeah. I bring this up as an example, is like the idea that you can criticize a government, a foreign government, or the idea that you can criticize a lobbying group, formal or informal, and then get called anti-ethnic group just for criticizing it, and they are a part of a certain ethnic group. That's insane.
That's
like,
insane.
Because I think most people that are saying, because there are real anti-Semites. Sure. There are real people that say, "Oh, the Jews caused this or the Jews caused that," and I think it's very. I think
dangerous.
It's dangerous. Well, I think it's dangerous, sure, but it's also it's lazy.
Yeah,
it's lazy, right? Because when you're going to start talking about these subjects, you need to be as precise as possible.
Agreed.
And you need to be, because it's not like when people criticize Israel, they're not criticizing Jewish people.
Yeah.
They're criticizing the Israeli government, which, ironically enough, are comprised of very little Jews. Ethnically speaking, they're like the ethnic heritage of Benjamin Netanyahu is not Israeli. It's not Jew. No, it's Eastern European.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not inherent. It's not ethnically Jewish. So anyway, my point is that most people that criticize these bodies of government, they would feel the same way if it was a pro-French government or a in favor of a pro-French, pro-German, pro-Japanese, pro-Korean, whatever. Mm-hmm. It's the fact that a body of government or a government of a foreign nation has such a imbalanced influence on our country that is bringing the concern. So that's when it starts getting silly, and then it's like, oh, well, you're an anti-Semite, and that's the worst thing that you can be, and they've been through the Holocaust, and blah, blah, blah. And again, nobody's criticizing these things or saying the Holocaust was good or that, like, it didn't happen. Again, there are groups of real anti-Semites that say that, but, like, listen, that's not the argument people were making.
Yeah, no.
I know I'm going on a weird tangent.
No,
here,
I love this.
But you see my point?
100%.
Like, so again, just to
it's not like the everyday Jewish person that you meet that we know that I'm talking about. It's the crazy shit that's going on.
Yeah, Dr. Birkenstein or whatever. That's the local dentist. Yeah. No one's saying that he caused the fucking genocide in Gaza.
Yeah, we're not questioning.
No one's saying that.
Yeah.
But anyway, my point is that we're in a world today where people are judged entirely, like they get, especially people online, they get judged, which is something you open yourself up to, and it's not really something you should complain about. I think it's just something you call out and you refine and you speak out against, because again, I think better speech is what combats bad speech, and criticism can be bad speech, and criticism can also be good speech, obviously. But you find yourself in a world where people are judged not just on their words only, but they're judged in small segments, because that's what the algorithm enjoys, right? The algorithm enjoys clips and fragments of things and conflicts in bite-sized 15 to 75 second little clips, and that's what you get judged on when there's a wider
context.
Right, yeah, which is why wider context is important, and why the long-form podcasting format is so important, so you can correct these things. Because I mean, I've caught heat left and right about you know, things that I've said for sure, which is fine. I open myself up to that, and I fucking welcome it because at the end of the day, it's provided that it's in the comments section,
yes,
not in my DMs.
DM
me all you want, I don't give a shit, but like do it in the comment section too, so I get more engagement, please.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's silly to say that words are worse than actions.
Agreed.
Like fuck off. Now there is an argument, and this argument, well, I think, in my opinion, will never be settled. But there is an argument that words can lead to actions, but like at the same time, especially in like the political commentary space, it's like we're all just here to debate ideas.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
That's what it should be.
Is what it should be. But you know, it's a fun time to be alive, and that's honestly why it happened. I want to say it was around February when I did the rebrand. Cause I was like, okay, I need to be more marketable. I need to have a more, not professional, but just a better name, and a name that's holistically my own and stuff. It's like I want to grow the audience and grow the base. The financial gain that can come from it is nice, but I just want to be able to have the sphere of influence that I can platform different people, and there is the incentive to come because I have a bigger platform. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you have a voice.
Yeah, and I have a voice, and we can get these ideas out there. And honestly, just from a vanity point too, I'm fucking sick of being sub 1,000 followers on YouTube, and I'm sick of not. Yeah, I'm just fucking. And then
we're right
thanks,
here, dude.
Meta.
Right.
Well, because like I had a reel pop off a few months ago, and I haven't had this happen because I'll have a couple reels get up to a few thousand, or I might have one that might hit 10K, and it's like, oh, this is sick. Like, fuck it, here we go.
Yeah.
But like years ago, I had one hit 5 million, and I was like, oh, this is
the Hitler one. Huh?
Yeah. Okay, no. Well, it was an AI video that me and my buddies, we were hammered, and we watched this AI video of Winston Churchill making a joke about genocide, and that was just fucking hilarious.
Oh, it was AI?
Yeah, it was AI. Yeah, it was AI.
I thought it was like, I don't know. I thought it was, I remember seeing
it was Winston Churchill making a Holocaust joke.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, so anyway, I had a reel pop off for a while, and then a couple months ago, I have one pop off to like 370,000 views.
Nice.
I'm like, all right, we're back in the game.
Like,
right.
I can't get 1% of those to fucking follow?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. but it was kind of cool because I got like 170 followers off of it on Instagram, and I like got a bunch of like extra engagement. Anyway, as it's blowing up, Instagram Meta decides to take it down.
Really?
Yeah, they decided to take it down, and they strike me for community guidelines violation because the premise of the reel was I had a comedian on, and she was talking about how every city that she goes to, she makes it a point to go to a Denny's or an IHOP. That's how she buys weed. And she was making a joke out of the story, but she's talking about real experiences.
Yeah.
And Meta decided that they wanted to take it down because it was incentivizing and telling people how to buy illegal substances.
Wow.
And I was like, that's not what this is. So
that's
I went
horseshit.
Yeah, so I went through the proper like appealing sources or whatever, appealing tools. Mm-hmm. And I literally put in my reply, I was like, hey, listen, I didn't mean to like violate guidelines. Please don't shadow ban me. I'm sorry. I'll take it down. I won't do it again. You know?
You pussed out, dude.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't fucking shadow ban me.
Yeah.
And then now I've been shadow banned. And
really?
I've noticed.
Instagram?
I've noticed that my engagement's gone down like crazy.
What does shadow ban mean? They just won't push your reels.
Yeah, your stuff doesn't get pushed, and it does because I know generally where I live, and I think I'm slowly coming out of it now. But there was a period of time where my stuff was getting like 300 views, 200 views, maybe 500 or 600 views. Now I'm starting to creep back up to maybe 1,000 a reel, but that's not a lot. You know what I mean? And it's I think it's a pace. So I'm gonna start I literally sat down in ChatGPT, and I was like, create a fucking marketing campaign for my YouTube based off this. Okay, create a marketing campaign for my Instagram based off this. And it flat out like rolled out this thing where it's like by month 1, month 2, month 3, and then schedule. You can redo it, and then it shows you like where to put your money.
That's awesome.
And it goes like, do you want me to, because it's like you need to shoot these different types of promo videos and shoot this, do you want me to write a script for you? Okay. Do you want me to show you how you should make a thumbnail, how you should whatever, how your hook should be, how your like call to action, all this stuff. And I was like, man, it's doing the work of a of a social media marketer for me.
For free.
For free.
Yeah. Or $19.99 or whatever.
No, dude, for free. This is free ChatGPT.
Oh, I pay.
You pay for ChatGPT?
Yeah, well, it helps me at work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn, no wonder we have a homeless problem. Because you're using fucking AI.
No, I had 17 successes already, dude. I'm just kidding.
But, you know, it's...
Social media is a bitch, bro. Yeah. Like, we get some of those views or whatever. We have, like, a certain amount of followers on Instagram, and then converting that to YouTube to have them watch the whole thing. Like, it's such a bitch. It's a beast. And I'm just kind of, like, just more... Like, the people that you see go viral on TikTok. I don't really go on TikTok, but...
I got rid of it after fucking it was either David, I forget who's the dad and who's the son, but after like David or Larry Ellison bought TikTok, the majority of TikTok for America.
Oh shit.
And they're heavily okay.
Say it.
Okay. So Larry Ellison, I believe, or David Ellison, I forget who the dad is and who the father is, so excuse me. I haven't looked into this for like a couple weeks. But as you'll know, the TikTok ban happened last year or earlier this year. And the idea was that the American government didn't like that a massive social media company was in America, ran by the Chinese, and it did have direct ties to the CCP and all this kind of stuff. And they're like, we need this to be mostly owned by Americans, blah, 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 because we're not going to steal your information, which is a load of shit, obviously. Anyway, so they finally brokered the deal because Trump kept pushing it back. So David or Larry Ellison, they ended up buying TikTok or buying the majority of it. I forget the intimate details. Turns out they are a major donator to the IDF, which is Israel's army.
Oh, wow.
So they're obviously in bed or in cahoots or whatever you want to say with Benjamin Netanyahu. So when I saw all of that, I was like, all right, because I had my TikTok for a while and I just got frustrated with it and I was spending way too much time on it, so I got rid of it. A few months ago, I got it back. I was like, all right, I'm going to try to do it again. Once I saw all that shit happening, I was like, nope, deleting it. I'm done. I can't. Like, there's only so much that I can, like, be okay with.
Yeah.
And there's a lot you have to, and we all do it because we're all on Instagram and we're all on Facebook. I'm not really on X or Twitter very much. I was on it a lot during the Charlie Kirk thing, but I saw what a fucking cesspool Twitter is.
It's crazy on there.
And I just don't use it very much anymore, if nearly at all. Mm-hmm. So I mainly just use the meta platforms and YouTube, because that's just how you market your stuff. And that's where comedy is. That's where podcasts are, and obviously so. But yeah, and you excuse a lot. Actively or consciously or subconsciously, you excuse a lot when you use these platforms. But I just couldn't excuse that with TikTok. I was like, all right, we're done. Like,
I didn't even know that.
I'm not. Yeah. So
like, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm not doing this.
I did, like, going back, like, you just have to post like 5 clips a day, and then like which is a beast, bro.
Do you though?
I think like it's just more to. I don't know.
Because I've tried, I mean, not 5 clips a day, but like I've tried posting. I post multiple times a week, and it's just fucking tough. And then when I use Opus Clip for my reels, and that's not exactly hitting the algorithm super hard. So I'm like, should I be paying this much money for it? Should I just go back to making the reels by myself?
You could pay me to do them.
Fucking, I don't know about that. So I'm gonna spend.
I love Opus Clip, dude.
Yeah,
it's just like a little assistant.
It is, because I use AI to edit the podcast. I'm never going to get rid of that because that's fucking amazing.
Saves you so much time.
Yeah, but then like with clipping it too, it's like, how well is this algorithm working? And like, is this AI algorithm really tracking what Instagram wants? And like, do you see success with Opus Clip?
Yeah. I mean, it just helps. Well, I have to go in and like, I don't just
like numbers wise though. Like, there's obviously success with the amount of time that it saves you.
Well, we had one of my colonoscopy TikTok got like 35K the other day, and then I don't know. It kind of just makes it easier for me to like you have to go in and change like the camera angles, or I can like.
You can change the camera angles?
Yeah.
No shit.
You can change like the camera angles. You can go in and like just like it gives you the transcript, so you can go through like the whole transcript of the podcast, like copy the words, and then it'll formulate the video of it. I love using it. But I mean,
yeah, you guys have pretty decent engagement.
Our clips are just better than they were. We were screen recording the episode from YouTube on our iPhone.
But you also have fucking 2,200 followers, and I have like 17. So what are you gonna do?
17.
Yeah, 1,700. Okay. But you know, it is what it is.
Well, as long as we don't stop, dude. I'd rather have. I was telling somebody the other day. I was like, I'd rather be the guy that had like a shitty podcast for 5 years and then just like kept going than be the guy that just stopped after 3
Right.
years.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's one of the things I really liked that I saw Seth Rogen say, where he was talking about people whose careers don't go off
Another
or they,
prominent
whatever.
Jew.
Where it's funny how he criticizes Israel because he's like,
he does?
Well, yeah,
Wow.
he's flat out like, I'm afraid of the Israeli government because of how liberal he is. It's like, I'm afraid of the Israeli government because I'm afraid that they're gonna do something to my career, or like, I forget how he actually said it, but he was like, yeah, I don't go to Israel. I'm afraid.
Damn.
Criticize him so much. Yeah. But he, because he was talking about it, and he goes, he's talking about people's careers not taking off and getting frustrated. And he's like, yeah, I totally understand that, but you just got to not stop.
Yeah.
The only way you really fail, now obviously this is a hyperbolic statement and you can get into the nitty gritty of it, but it's like, you just don't stop. And obviously you can get into like how hard somebody's working or the work they're not putting in and whatever.
Yeah.
But you just have to not stop, because I have that. I'm very early into all this stuff, 5 years of podcasting, 2 years and some change of stand-up. But I have the same mindset. I'm just like, I'm very young into all of this, very early. I'm still trying to get good, especially with stand-up. I'm still trying to get good at it. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that properly and how to write jokes and delivery and blah, 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 marketing and all that stuff. But I just know that I've had a lot, and I'm very blessed, and I'm very thankful. I've had opportunities in the 2 years of stand-up that people that I know that have been doing stand-up for 10 years haven't had these opportunities. But I also recognize that there are people that have been doing stand-up for 2 years, 3 years that have had crazy opportunities that I don't have right now.
Yeah.
And they have hundreds of thousands of followers and whatever. And it's just all a part of the game.
Yeah, for sure.
So as long as you just don't stop, and then for me, it's just like, if I know that I'm going to keep doing stand-up and I'm going to keep doing podcasting until the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
Genuinely, until I just cannot do it anymore. So while I'm doing it, I might as well try my best and do the best that I can.
Yeah.
Because I do eventually want to make this the thing that is your
thing.
Paying the bills, paying the mortgage, paying the rent, whatever, if I can ever buy a house. But, I want this thing to fund the lifestyle, or to fund my life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So it's like, I'm going to try my fucking best at it. And guess what? If that means using AI to put together a fucking marketing campaign and put money into ads and blah, 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 well, I guess I'm going to have to fucking do that.
I haven't tried that yet.
Because
So.
the algorithm is not picking me up the way I want it to. So
algo, dude.
maybe I'm just not that interesting. Who knows?
No, I think you're interesting, bro.
Thanks, buddy.
The only way to fail is to quit. Yeah. For sure. The only way to for sure fail is to quit.
Yep,
But,
I agree.
damn, man. I wish we could do another 2 hours, dude. When do you guys have to go home?
They're like, fuck you. That's when we have to go home. It's been a lot of fun, buddy. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. What time are we at? Do we have like 5 more minutes? We could talk to my AI or something.
You're at 2 minutes.
All right.
We're at 2 minutes. Okay, I'll just plug my stuff.
Yeah, plug it all, dude. Tell them what you're up to now, or if you have any upcoming dates.
Yeah. So when is this gonna be out?
It'll be out Thursday.
Thursday. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So this, I won't be there, but this is a show that everyone should go support because my homie AJ is putting it on. And I mean, usually I'm there with him, but I'll be out of town for my 10-year high school reunion, dude.
Where?
Down in Roswell at Nimi.
What the fuck?
Yeah, 10 years, dude. Fucking crazy.
That's crazy. I did not go to my tenure.
Yeah, well, it's a bigger thing for that school, so.
I'm sure.
Yeah, so on the 24th, which is Friday. Okay, so this Friday, the 24th, doors are at 7 p.m. Yeah, doors are at 7 p.m. Show's going to start about 8 over at Rio Bravo Brewing off of First Street. Comedy show. AJ De Leon's going to be hosting it. It's going to be a great show, great lineup. A lot of great comics going to be on that. That's a great room because they've let us do shows there to where they have this second floor that's
Mezzanine?
it's kind of, yeah, but it's like sectioned off for events, and it's like a fucking comedy club. It's like, it's a little bit wide, but it's low ceilings,
Intimate.
great sound system, intimate. It has great everything for a show. So this Friday, 8 p.m. is when it's going to start, probably like 8:15. But as when it's going to start, great comedy show there. You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, Noah Vargas, or not on YouTube, just kidding. So Instagram, Facebook, Noah Vargas, and then the podcast, Improvised Intelligence, that's going to be on YouTube and Instagram, Spotify, everywhere you can listen to podcasts. Go support that. I do my best to do live episodes every Saturday morning. I won't do it this weekend because, again, I'll be down in Roswell. But who knows? Maybe I'll bring my podcasting equipment and do a pod while I'm down there.
That'd be cool.
But yeah. every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. I usually do a live episode, usually on current events. I'm a political autist, so that's what I enjoy. Yeah, go support me there. Thank you again for having me, dude.
Of course, dude.
A lot of fun.
We'll have Noah's info down in the description. Yeah, that's today's episode. Thank you so much for coming on, dude. I always love chatting with you, dude.
Yeah, man, you're the shit.
Like, subscribe, comment below, all that good stuff. Let's see the Jews and the libs in the comments. Talk shit to us for the algorithm. But that's this week's episode, episode 161. You guys have a good week. We'll see you next week.
Peace.